Hey everyone, welcome to the channel if you're new here, or welcome back. And honestly, it feels like I haven't recorded this game in quite a while. I've been playing other games, and you guys will see that in the next coming days or weeks, we'll see. But I'm glad to be back, and from what I remember, I got the last of the materials that I needed to get inside the Institute. So we're just going to continue with that and see how things play out. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get into it. Okay, so we got to do the molecular level, if that's how you say it correctly. So I just need to find the sensor module. I remember I went there, I did everything, and then I couldn't even get inside because I did not have my pick lock leveled up to expert. But I remember that was the last thing I did. So let's just head there, get it really fast, and then head to the homie and hopefully get inside the Institute. There's some in here. Alright, let me... Almost. Let's go.
Sweet.
Now I'm feeling all sorts
Alright, let's just get that.
of uncomfortable.
Let's
about my
go.
walk back at HQ.
Hey,
Hey man,
Tinker.
need help with the signal interceptor? This thing is gonna be huge.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
finally learn about what the Institute's really up to, man.
Alright, so... I have... this. Which, again, I know nothing about. I have whatever the heck this thing is. How am I supposed to build all this? Two of these. There we go. That's it. That took heck of generators. I don't have enough for these, you know, because I don't have them upgraded, but it's good. Everything looks good. Everything looks nice and dandy.
Right in business.
And
status report.
Got activity guys.
hello, ma'am.
The Institute is a huge unknown. Before we can make any plans, you need to do something. What
Okay.
I'm about to tell you is the most closely guarded secret the Railroad has.
Okay.
It's time you learn about Patriot. Patriot? There's a man, or woman, we're not sure, inside the Institute who helps synths escape to freedom. Dozens of synths owe him their lives. We don't know his name. We've never had a way to contact him, so we gave him the code name, Patriot. If your plan works, and you're able to get inside the Institute, we need you to make contact.
How can I contact him if you know nothing about him?
Patriot devised a method to communicate with us one way. The plan hinges on us using this method to close the loop and contact him back.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Tom's encrypted a message for Patriot's eyes only. Once he sees it, he'll contact you. Until you make contact, and probably after, you need to stay in their good graces. You need to infiltrate them. Can you do that? Can you be our agent on the inside?
Yes, ma'am.
Bring it on.
You can do this. I believe in you.
Thank you.
Stand on the platform and I'll give you the holotape. Just plug it into any Institute terminal and wait for the reply. Tom, talk to me.
Booting up the
All
space.
right.
This frequency is only going to work once. You know who doesn't make the same mistake twice.
Yeah. So I just stand in there? Or what? How does this
So
work?
stand still. You gotta lock in all those molecules of yours.
All right.
Hopefully we won't miss any. There's only, 60 trillion of them.
Finally
Alright,
getting
feeding
inside
our
the
baby some
institute.
juice. Let's see what she's got.
Take this holotape. You need it to contact Patriot.
Oh man, don't worry. That's all part of the plan.
Tom, do whatever you can to gain their trust. Lie. Tell them what they want to hear. Make up a cover story and sell it.
Come on, I think I got it. Establishing lock on the Institute signal.
Just get all the information you can. About synths, about the Institute's plans. Find their weaknesses. If we can disable or destroy the Institute, we may have to do it. You jack that holotape into any terminal and Patriot will make contact. He has to.
Got the RF. We got it.
Find a way to save them. Nobody else
Oh
can.
my gosh. Finally! Finally in the institute. Oh my goodness. This is insane. Wow.
Hello.
Oh. Father.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance.
Interesting.
I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Alright. This is kind of scary, but don't have much of a choice, do I?
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression.
What do you mean? You literally killed my husband. What do you mean?
Welcome to the Institute.
Whoa.
This is the reality of the Institute. This place,
This is
these people,
insane.
the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a
This is
shared vision of how
insane.
science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now,
What's the
we
point?
must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that
Okay.
can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Yeah, why did you take him? Why did you kill my husband, huh? Why you do it? Oh my goodness.
Busted. Don't have the key. Sean?
Oh, that's her son?
Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean?
Oh
Is
my
that really
gosh.
you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father?
he's
Father!
not gonna know who I am. What do you want?
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. Mommy's here now.
I don't know
He's
you.
not
Go
gonna trust
away.
me.
Father! Father, help me! There's someone here! Help me!
Sean, please. Calm down. I'll get you out of there.
Father? Father, help me! She's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Hello?
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus.
What the
Fascinating,
heck?
but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme
What?
emotional stimulus.
Where's my real son?
Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey
Yo,
here has been
what?
fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the Institute.
Yo, what in the world? He's a synth. Okay.
Father. That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title.
Okay.
It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute. Just as you are a parent to your son. To Sean.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
What? No way. What?
How is that even possible?
I
You're-
know this is a lot to
Okay,
take in.
that mean they
In
took
the vault,
him
you had no concept of the passage of time.
of time, yeah.
You were released from your pod and went searching for the
Jeez
sun
Louise.
you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant,
Oh my
but
gosh,
a
yeah.
10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years?
What?
That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute.
Oh
and now
my
it's later.
gosh, this is complicated.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. It wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At
Okay,
that
but
time,
why
the
you?
year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
Oh my gosh, bro. What?
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions.
Yeah?
Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Well,
Your father. He never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to him was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course.
I
It
bet.
seems what happened to him was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were.
Jeez.
I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes
Gosh.
regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So, you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
But, director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position, obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more
I'm
for us
just
to
curious
discuss,
what their plan is
but
with all this.
The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a
Jeez,
life for
man.
myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
I mean, I don't know if it crosses moral boundaries, then no, but
Maybe. I don't know. This is so much to take in.
I
bro.
know. And I am sorry. You have been through so much in such a short time. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Do I gotta make a decision now? Like, here's the thing. I could lie and just say yeah, to get more information.
Are you following?
Yeah, hold on. I'm just gonna say yeah.
Things are pretty terrible up there.
I've seen it myself. I know. That is why we are so committed to creating a better life for ourselves
I mean,
here.
if anything,
And
I
it's
need
a
them to
life
trust
that
me,
you can
and I need
now
to
be
see with
part
my
of.
own eyes.
I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
Are you sure you want this?
Yes, I am. It would benefit us both to work together.
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say no, right? I know he's my son and all, but I need to know more about this place and see what to do with the Institute, because this is insane.
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child?
Yeah.
It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but we've made remarkable progress.
He's definitely impressive.
Yes, it's pushed our technology to the limit. We've gained some valuable insights in terms of both hardware and software. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an opportunity to interact with him further. But I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, what do you think? Do you think you could love him? Like you would a real boy?
The problem is I know that he's not real. If I didn't know he wasn't real, then yeah. But since I know he's a synth, I mean...
I don't need a synth. I found the real Sean.
Yes, but not the Sean you were looking for.
Of course.
In some ways, the synth is far closer to what you expected.
100%.
I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help, I hope you'll keep an open mind.
Alright. Can I talk to you more?
Sean?
Our advances will, in time, change the world.
Yeah, that's it. Dude, this place is just insane.
You call this a clean floor? Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust?
Hi.
Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective, and I intend to report this. Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful.
Yo!
Doctor?
You know what happens when people get robots to do all their work? They get fat and lazy, that's what. Real
Yeah, but you're
people
still
doing
here.
Real thinking and real work. That's the future I want.
If that's how you feel, why not leave?
For real.
Because we could do so much more. But no, everyone is obsessed with these damn synths. It's wasted potential. That's what it is. In any case, I suppose I should say, welcome. Perhaps a fresh perspective will do some good around here.
Alright, let me see. Plug this into any Institute terminal and copy the message. Long version. Patriot been sending us short-coded messages for using an evil little encrypted scheme. It was half to server, but I nailed it. Put this holotape on any Institute terminal and it will deliver a gift wrap message straight to Patriot. Okay. Welcome. Okay. Meet Patriot. Alrighty. First thing is first, I want to meet Patriot before I start meeting everybody else because I don't know who to trust.
Remember to keep unnecessary power consumption to a minimum. Don't recharge unless your primary levels are below 2%. Also, if you haven't patched your navigation software, do so after this meeting. The last thing we need is...
Hey, Doc.
All right, that's all for now. You can resume your duties. It's a real juggling act, trying to keep all the systems down here operating in the green. This place might look shiny and new, but there's a lot of old technology in these walls. I lose sleep worrying about when the next blackout's gonna hit.
Next blackout?
How old are we talking about?
Well, the reactor and a lot of the related systems. You know, cooling, monitoring, power distribution. That's all pre-war tech. Most of the superstructure down here was built later, by the people who survived the war. I guess each generation's been tinkering with the place, adding labs, making upgrades, and so on. There's some stuff I need to check on. See you around, yeah?
Your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime,
Alright, let's go meet with...
Hey, it's me.
What's up?
So you're the one who sent the encrypted message.
Yep.
How did you even do that? I wasn't sure anyone on the surface would have a chance to crack Trinity. You know, the encryption algorithm.
A friend named Tinker Tom cracked your encryption.
He must have had some serious hardware to pull that off. Wow, your message was only one word. Friend. What did you mean by that?
Well... what do I say?
Is that what it said? The railroad didn't bother telling me.
What? The railroad? As in the railroad? I kept sending synths to the surface hoping someone would help them. I hoped the railroad got to some of them, but I never knew for certain.
Why are you helping synths?
At first, I just wanted to see if I could get away with it. It was a challenge, you know? But then I realized the synths are really just like us, except without any freedom. I decided to help the ones that wanted to escape, so they can have a better life.
How did you help the synths escape?
Through hacking. The departments focus their best talents on hard science. Why waste time on terminal security, right? The SRB is the exception, and unfortunately, they control which synths go to the surface. But a forged work order from, let's say, Bioscience can get a hand-picked synth on surface detail. And it turns out the railroad was waiting for them. Wow.
Dang.
You've saved a lot of synths.
So much to take in. But wait, with you in the picture, I have this idea. To rescue a lot of synths at once. But we'll need help. Where's he working now? Right. Let's go to the West Atrium. Probably best to talk about something else right now.
Yeah, I agree.
You know my father thinks it's a living hell on the surface. But that can't be right. Heck, you look positively normal to me. No offense.
I mean, it's bad, but it's livable.
I'm not sure if we could ever make the surface actually a decent place to live. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't at least try to help, you know?
Yeah.
Liam.
Good. He's here. Z-114. It's me.
Sir, do you require something?
It's okay, Z-1. She's a friend. She's with the railroad.
Meeting here is dangerous. And you bring a stranger. You. How do I know we can trust you?
Because the members of the railroad have dedicated their lives to fight for your freedom.
I thought only Mr. Benet cared. But your friends actually fight for us?
That's what the railroad does, Z-1. She's from the surface.
I've never met another human willing to help. But, sir, we must make this quick.
Right now. How many synths want to escape, Z-1?
The ones I know for certain? 13.
That'll take forever.
Dang.
Let's free those 13 all in one go.
I would do anything for my people. But how do we get them to the teleporter? It's no good. The old maintenance tunnels that lead there are always sealed. By the SRB.
If I can find a way to open those doors, could you get your synths to the teleporter room?
Yes. We'll talk later. Someplace more secure.
Liam,
Just a few high-security doors, right? Controlled by cutting-edge
Yeah.
SRB security tech. Yeah. A head-on hack is the sucker play. So we go at them sideways. You're willing to help, right?
Yeah.
I can't do this alone.
Of course I'll help you.
Our core security architecture hasn't fundamentally changed from the old CIT days. The original security program was called Code Defender. Revolutionary stuff. We still have terminals running version 1, mothballed in storage. With
Dang.
some persuasion, I can get an old terminal to interface with the new security terminals. Enough to open doors, at least. Problem is, I can't even crack version 1. So I need a good old-fashioned username and a password. And that's nowhere to be found in the Institute. But if you could get me a pre-war admin password from the surface, I could log right in.
I'll find it for you.
That's great. Unfortunately, the obvious place to look won't work. The CIT ruins were picked clean years ago, but some of the admins had to live off campus. Ask your friends in the railroad. I need those login credentials.
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations.
Doc?
I wonder how the
Welcome.
Warwick family is
So
doing.
good to have you here.
Young
Dr.
Wally
Clayton
must be close to
Holdren,
10 years old
head of the
by now.
Bioscience
It's
Division.
remarkable
I
that any
can't
child
wait for you
can
to see the
survive
work
for
we're
so
doing.
long up there.
It's
Alright.
truly amazing.
I look forward to learning more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Seems like there's nothing you guys can't do.
With hard work and ingenuity, any challenge can be overcome. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is. But I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm an outsider. Would there even be a place for me here?
Even if science isn't your passion, there are plenty of ways to contribute. Our projects sometimes require an agent who can work on the surface to observe and gather information. From what I've heard, you are both fearless and resourceful. I think you'd be ideal for that kind of role. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Tell me more about those synth gorillas.
On the whole, I'd say they were a success. Their behavior does generally match what our historical data says it should be. Unfortunately, we had a few early setbacks. The creatures can become suddenly aggressive, and they're quite strong. They destroyed 2 of their synth handlers. So now we keep them in an isolated habitat where they can be safely observed.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you.
Hello?
You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
That's fine.
Well, that was productive.
Don't worry. I promise I won't get in your way.
Thank you, I do appreciate that. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Wow. I hope it doesn't have a tracker in it.
Thank you. I'm sure that will come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
I'd like a progress report on your division, if you don't mind.
Taking your new appointment in stride, I see. Very well. We've shifted resources off of other projects, like the child synth, to focus on Phase 3. I'm hoping that the above-ground efforts are successful. I understand those depend heavily on you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
We don't usually welcome outsiders.
Yeah, I know.
hope you can appreciate your good fortune.
I mean...
Hi, Doc.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, then at least similar to the rest of us. Curious. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it. Friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
What did I walk myself into?
The directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
Here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions.
I get it, I get it.
It's nothing personal, I assure you. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I mean, got lucky.
I guess I just got lucky.
That's hardly helpful. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run.
I'm not gonna help you out, sir. Sorry.
Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
If you're the acting head of the SRB, who are you filling in for?
Dr. Zimmer holds that position. He's supervising the retrieval of some of the more high-profile units. In his absence, I keep things running smoothly.
Dr. Ayo.
Yes, what do you need?
You mentioned that coursers undergo special training. Tell me more about it.
The SRB constantly monitors our Gen 3 synth population, looking for specific traits. Those who show tenacity, fearlessness, and independence undergo a rigorous training regimen. We teach them armed and unarmed combat, investigative techniques, psychology, and mechanical skills. Those who pass a final evaluation become coursers. The rest have their memories wiped and return to their former duties.
Like any machine, a synth can malfunction. Just wish it didn't happen so often.
Justin?
Yes, what is it?
Dr. Watson can be a little obsessive.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to dispose of the unit entirely.
Man, I'm so glad that I finally got into the Institute. I mean, it's insane. Her son, Sean, is like, what, super old? And I was saying, like, I don't even know when they took him. They could have took him whenever, and I had no, like, thing on time. But, you know, he made himself into a child synth, which didn't help. And they honestly probably planned all that just so I could try to find them. So, honestly, I don't think I can trust them, but I would like to get more information, see how things play out, and we'll see how things turn out, I guess. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and with that being said, please make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and if you guys don't know, I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.